Hello to everyone, welcome to the second video blog about Raskolnikov's Unknown Battlegrounds. Today we are going to talk about the second part of Dostoevsky's book Crime and Punishment. Welcome to the video. Raskolnikov, after the crime, went to his house and there thought about what to do with the jewelry of Aliona. Then Nastasia went upstairs and told him he had to go to the police station, and well, he went thinking that the murder of Aliona was discovered and he was going to jail. At the police station, Raskolnikov found out that he wasn't there because of the murder of Aliona. He was there because his landlady sued him of not paying the rent of where he was sleeping. So he got mad with the landlady because she promised him to give him more time to pay. So he got mad and almost betrayed himself of the murder of Aliona. When he got back to his house, he thought the police would be waiting for him, but no one was waiting, so he decided to hide Aliona's jewelry in some part of the city or in a river or below a rock. Raskolnikov first decided to hide the jewelry by throwing it into the river, although he retracted because many people could see the situation and he would see very suspicious. Then, finally, he decided to hide those jewelries here in a rock near the place to then change it for money in a near future. After hiding the jewelry, Raskolnikov decided to do what he had thought to do some days before the murder, that was going to Razumihin's house. There Razumihin noticed Raskolnikov had a strange behavior, so Raskolnikov went out of there and went to his house. From Razumihin's house to Raskolnikov's house, Raskolnikov got from an old lady in the street an alms in the name of God, which upset him very much. Finally, Raskolnikov got to his house, but this time went asleep deliriously and started to have nightmares. First of all, we could say Raskolnikov is having a series of contradictory thoughts where he is doubting about which are his real reasons of killing Lisaveta and Aliona. Second of all, we could say Raskolnikov is having a paranoia about which person knows anything about the murder. Finally, we could say Raskolnikov is proud of his committed actions of killing Lisaveta and Aliona. This because anytime any person calls upon the topic of the murder of Aliona, he presumes how he would have done the murder, which is what really happened. On chapter 6, part 2, paragraph 4, Raskolnikov started to talk with a man with no reason about if he liked music. The man crossed the street to get rid of Raskolnikov, but Raskolnikov again started to talk with him. At last, the man got off Raskolnikov, and Raskolnikov found out that he was in front of the Haymarket, where he heard that Aliona would be alone when he did the murder. What happened here? Raskolnikov started to talk with an unknown man about a topic of what he liked in the days, and what he liked is cold, dark, damp autumn evenings when all passers-by have pale green, sickly faces. For my view, Raskolnikov is a fucking psychopath. But that's not the topic here. What happened before? In the Boulevard Incident, chapter 4, part 1 of the book. Raskolnikov started to shout out Svidrigailov to an unknown man in the street. Both things happened after one thing. Raskolnikov is remembered of Svidrigailov and his family situation. First, in the Boulevard Incident, Raskolnikov had just received the letter of his mother. And in this time when he starts talking about what he likes in days with this unknown man, he had just talked with Lucien, that told to him that his mother and his sister are going to go to Petersburg. Raskolnikov went to a tavern where he met one old friend while he was asking for a newspaper with information of the murders. Both started a chat about the murders that have been occurring, and Raskolnikov almost confessed that he had done the Aliona's murder. When they finished talking, they went to Razumihin's house that was near the bar. When they got to Razumihin's house, Razumihin was mad with Raskolnikov because, as you remember in chapter 5 of this part, Raskolnikov kicked off all the visitors he had in the house, including Razumihin, who was only helping him in his disease. After the fight, Raskolnikov and his friend got out of the house because Razumihin kicked off them. Raskolnikov decided to separate from his friend and went to the streets. After walking a while, Raskolnikov got into a bridge where a girl jumped and tried to drown herself. She was rescued, but Raskolnikov only was standing while she was drowning. After the incident in the bridge, Raskolnikov decided to visit where he killed Alyona. When he came, the crime scene was already cleaned and no blood was in the floor. Because of his strange behavior, some workers kicked out Raskolnikov from here, and then he went to his house. I think Raskolnikov went to the crime scene because of the incident of the bridge. There he said to himself, while watching the drowning girl, "No, that's loathsome. Water is not good enough. Nothing will come of it, no use to wait." So we can say this is a suicidal phrase, and we can say that because of the fight he had with Razumihin a little before, where he placed the hypothetical case, "What if I am dead?" So he went to the crime scene to clarify his ideas and determine what he really wanted. According to Sosimov, doctor in charge of taking care of Raskolnikov, his delirious, his illness, and his unconsciousness issues are caused by the repentance of a shocking event. And we know the shocking event is the murder of Alyona. Raskolnikov's unconsciousness, we can see it at the tavern when he is chatting with his friend. In the reality, he is not chatting, but he's dreaming that he's chatting, and when he wakes up, he realizes he was unconscious.